Welcome back, fellow newshounds. I'm Gruftikins, and here I try to bring you some of the news you may not see on your standard news networks. Today, America asks for help from British spy planes in Korean crisis. South Korea and US will still conduct massive exercise despite raised tensions. And North Korea says it is on standby to launch. The British Royal Air Force has been asked by the US to join other nations in an international spying operation over North Korea. With tensions at an all-time high, the RAF would be tasked with finding nuclear sites and artillery positions with their RC-135W Joint Reconnaissance Aircraft, commonly known as the Rivet. An extremely capable aircraft fitted out with cutting-edge technology. It is equipped with a variety of sensors designed to intercept and exploit emissions across the electromagnetic spectrum, enabling it to gather a huge amount of strategic and tactical information. Needless to say, this could be invaluable in any conflict that may arise with North Korea. One of the main problems the US has is that the North Koreans are very adept at concealing their facilities and their missiles. Last month an ICBM was launched which had gone completely undetected until it was actually in operation. Obviously this is a serious concern, as any US strike would want to be quick and efficient and leave very little for Kim Jong-un to retaliate with. The deployment of the British aircraft has to be approved by members of Parliament first, following which it will then make its way to a base in Japan, where it will receive its tasking. At about the same time, the US and South Korea will be starting a massive and highly controversial exercise in the area around the Korean Peninsula. Called the Ulchi Freedom Guardian exercises, they take place every year, and it always brings criticism from North Korea as being provocative and aggressive. This year, however, there is widespread concern that with the tensions being so high, and the war of words between President Trump and Kim Jong-un pushing things up to a dangerous level, then the exercises may be seen by North Korea as a precursor to an attack. Indeed, the North Korean leadership is somewhat paranoid when these exercises take place at the best of times, but now there is a far greater possibility of military movements being misinterpreted as an act of aggression by the hermit regime. Kim will be watching from the edge of his seat with a dangerously twitchy finger on the button if he feels threatened. Considering the rhetoric that has escalated between the two leaders over the last few days, some experts are saying it would be wise to postpone the exercise until the situation calms. As of today, however, they are still scheduled to take place and will run from August the 21st to August the 31st. During the last day or so, the President of China and the US President have spoken on the phone concerning the North Korean problem. President Xi called for calm and was quoted as saying, "The relevant parties must maintain restraint and avoid words and deeds that would exacerbate the tension on the Korean Peninsula." Other world leaders have also appealed to both sides to reduce tensions, with Germany's Angela Merkel saying, "I think escalating the rhetoric is the wrong answer. I don't see a military solution and I don't think it's called for." Unfortunately, the threats and posturing have continued, with Donald Trump declaring that military solutions are now in place, locked and loaded, should North Korea act unwisely. Hopefully Kim Jong-un will find another path. He also added that if Kim makes any move against the US or its allies, they will regret it, and regret it fast. Of course, Kim has reacted in a predictable way, with threatening words of his own. In the North Korean Mouthpiece newspaper, it said, "The US finds itself in an ever-worsening dilemma, being thrown into the grip of extreme security unrest by the DPRK. If the Trump administration does not want the American empire to meet its tragic doom, they had better talk and act properly." They also said Kim's Revolutionary Army is capable of fighting any war the US wants. At the same time, satellites have spotted what analysts think are preparations for a submarine launch by North Korea. No doubt a test, but given the situation, any such action would be seen as extremely inflammatory and could well prove the match that lights the powder keg that is the Korean Peninsula. Especially when you consider the last statement that North Korea issued, saying that they were on standby to launch into the mainland and were just waiting for an order of final attack. I will try to keep you informed about this and other stories from around the globe, so hit that subscribe button for further updates. And don't forget, the world is watching, so please be kind to each other.